Hi, Erika.
Hi, Dave. Hello from Tortola.
Oh, you're in Tortola.
Yes, we're in Tortola today.
Hello from my basement. I
Well,
love such a glamorous. I'm so glamorous.
you have a beautiful background.
Thank you. This is tree number three of four in my house. So I put a tree in my office because I need to be surrounded by Christmas
Yeah,
decorations.
yeah.
So we have had a very, very adventurous, tumultuous, exciting,
Few
crazy
days.
48 hours since we last
I know.
talked about this topic.
We have.
I feel like the tension in my body from everything we're doing right now, like our normal business. We
hmm
have the River Cruise King Academy stuff that we're working on, and then in the middle of it all, because we got this
Let's
urge.
change platforms.
And it started because we wanted to learn more about the platform to teach our students and to be
Yeah,
able to incorporate it. And then we're like, oh my gosh,
we
this
need to do
has
it.
really made such advancements.
Yeah.
And I feel like we have to say how much we still love and adore Travefy and
And
TravelJoy for what
TravelJoy.
they are and what they
Yep.
did for us.
Yep.
But we've grown. They have
Mhm.
reached out, by the way. I
Yeah,
feel a little guilty. Um,
I know.
I will write them back. Dio wants to have a chat. Travefy wants to
Mhm.
have a chat. They just want to understand what
Yeah.
we're doing.
Yeah.
And Dio even said, I'm not trying to change your mind. I just would like to hear, as a longtime user and someone that we were happy to work with, what it is that made you make the change, which
Yep.
I think is an honest,
Yeah.
nice thing.
Absolutely.
And we're not being paid by Tern. We're
Yeah.
not.
We're not. Want to throw that out there. We don't have free subscriptions.
No,
They're not compensating
no,
this
no.
this blog that we've started.
No. And that's the other thing.
Yeah.
We're also, there are some probably Tern users out there. I have
Mhm.
had some great outreach from people who
Yeah.
have been with Tern from the beginning that have offered support
hmm
and answer questions. In fact, we're going to invite one of our fellow OTN members who
hmm
has some great insight to come and
Yeah.
chat. Um, but I think as we also talked why we started River Cruise King Academy,
hmm
there's
Yep.
so much gatekeeping. There's so many people that try to make it seem like they're perfect all the time. They have all the answers, they know all the secrets.
hmm
We don't know all the answers. We have no secrets.
Yeah. No.
We're sharing what we're doing and what we're learning so that we can help our students, but also our fellow agents. And but we did learn a lot, didn't we?
Yeah. We've learned a lot.
So
We have learned a lot.
I'm really impressed with the folks at Tern. We had
hmm
we had another round of meetings
A
with
quick
them, and
call.
they rolled out all sorts of offers of assistance and implementation plan. And how did you
Mhm.
feel, Erica, after you looked at that implementation plan?
So, and this is not just a turn specific thing, right? So I know
Yeah.
TravelJoy and Travefy, right? There is a mountain of webinars, task lists, tutorials, checklists. I woke up, or I remember going to bed and I woke up and my first thought was, Dave is going to kill me.
Would never kill
Dave's gonna,
you.
Dave's gonna kill me. I can't believe that we did this. Because it is for anyone that and we transitioned to Travel Joy once upon a time, right? But
Mhm.
for everyone out there who has memberships on any of these platforms and is not doing anything with it, I
We get it.
completely understand,
We
right?
get it.
It is like Pinterest. There is click after link after click after link, and oh my gosh, next thing you know, you're watching a webinar about something that you might do once in the next 10 years, but gosh, that's interesting.
I've
Um,
been down 20 wormholes in the last hour.
yeah, so there's a lot, and so I kind of had to step away from it, right? Because
Yeah.
we wanted to, right? Step one is just getting into your account settings, and
Well,
I
can
eventually,
I
yeah,
pause for just a
yeah, yeah.
second? Because
Mhm.
one of the things that, while you were having your panic attack, I was having my own wow moment because from that second call,
Mhm.
it became clear to me Taryn is really big as far as
It
its
is.
abilities,
Yeah.
because the first things that they started talking to us about were
Mhm.
things like, I'm like, wait, do they realize that we're just ants in this
We're
industry?
just an independent
Because
contractor, each running our own business.
yeah, this system has
Yeah.
the ability for, small users like us,
Yeah.
independent contractors, to
Mhm.
fully run our businesses and
Yeah.
do it really well. But it's also built to handle like Oasis,
Host agencies.
host
Host
agencies,
agencies.
Oasis
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
Nexion and like all these
Yeah.
great, wonderful host agencies could use Tern to
Yeah.
manage their entire host agency process. So there's stuff in there that they were mentioning to us and trying to qualify us if we needed to do this and that. And I was like,
Yeah.
no, like the
Mhm.
signature integration they started talking about. And I was like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, 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 no. We're
That's not
integrated with
us.
Signature through our Freedom system of Oasis Travel Network. We would
Yeah.
not touch it. We would not like, no,
Yeah.
that's
We
not a
don't need it.
theme we need to
Not
touch.
something needed.
And
Yeah.
so that when we hung up, I remember us chatting like, wow, this system has amazing capabilities.
Yes.
And as little fish, and they're welcoming us into their great big pond, but we need a little rock to kind of be under as we're looking at stuff because they're offering us the world.
Yeah.
A
Everyone. Yeah.
little, I just need a little corner of a neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that's why some of our colleagues have gotten overwhelmed trying to do stuff on their own. But then you did what you always do. You want to tell them what you
Oof.
did? You started clicking around.
Yeah.
It's really easy.
It was. Yep.
So
Yep.
today, let's tell them about how we went into the account settings and we just
Mhm.
started like methodically going down the list
Yep.
and just setting up our basic
Mhm.
profile, for which they have entire tutorials. Like, this
They
is how
do.
you do this, and this is how you
They
do
do.
that.
And I think at the end of the day, what we both did was we kind of gave up on the tutorials and we
For
clicked
now. Yeah,
through
for
for
now.
now,
Yeah, yeah,
just in the
yeah.
account settings, and we used the tutorial when we had a question. So like
Yes. Yeah.
we used the tutorials because yeah, because it's very easy to start overthinking things. But at
And
the end of the day,
can I
it's
give
yeah.
full full disclosure? I let you use the tutorial to find the explanations for us to talk through because you watched them. I did not watch them. I have to be
Yeah.
completely, honest and give credit where credit is due. So yeah,
Hmm.
going into the basic account settings,
Hmm.
just adding your photo and your email
Hmm.
address that you're going to use and your titles and phone numbers and
Hmm.
um, totally straightforward and simple. And I was like, okay, that was
Hmm.
easy.
Yep.
Um, and then we just started clicking down. The next thing down is the notifications tab, which
Yep.
we had the whole back and forth about flight notifications.
Yeah. Yeah, so they do have regular notifications. So if somebody, um, you know, makes a payment and, puts their credit card information in or fills out your trip request form, right? Obviously, you're going to get an email for those, but they
Yes. Yeah.
also do flight updates,
Which
which is
I was like,
nice.
do I toggle this on? And you were like,
And I was like, yes. You want to know if that flight's been canceled or if the flight's changed by 3 hours and now the person can't make their connection, right?
right.
You want it.
That's what we do. I mean,
Yeah.
I laugh. I always, as we're doing all this stuff, I keep thinking, I'm talking with Marcy
Hmm.
Munsterman, and she does her classes, and she has that do the damn air class. And I was like, but I don't want to do the damn air. And we laugh and joke back and forth. But there are fundamental things, and you reminded me that even if you don't necessarily book air for your clients, it is
Hmm.
good to know if
Yeah.
we still
Something.
put, even if we book the air or not, we put it in their itineraries. It
Hmm.
is good to know if their flight's been canceled
Yes.
and we need to service our clients that way. So this is a really good
Yeah.
thing. I broke down and I hit the flight updates toggle. But that was
Yep.
it. Like that was
Hmm.
it. That was the entire notification settings thing. So I was like,
Yep.
okay. So
So that
then
was
we
easy.
click down on security and people have to decide if they're going to do two-step verification or not.
I know.
Um,
And it's always a pain, right? Because especially when you're traveling and you only have one Wi-Fi code, how do you get the alert on your phone to plug the number in? But It's our clients
For safety and security, it's the right
do
thing
the
to do.
two-step verification. Yeah.
And I'm using the Authenticator app
Hmm.
for my two-step verification. I just think
Yeah.
that's for me the easiest.
Yeah.
And it is something that we have to plan for then when we are traveling to
Yeah.
have two devices if needed at certain
Yeah.
times.
Or you
Um,
steal your husband's Wi-Fi for the second device until you get logged
Exactly.
on, and then you can
There's
give it back to him.
workarounds, right?
Yeah.
There's workarounds, but it is very, very, very smart to have the
Mhm.
two-step authentication. So like that
Yeah.
was done and it was like, okay,
Hmm.
check. That's the next thing. Then there's the subscriptions. And these four things, account settings, notifications, security, and things. This
Yeah.
is under the personal part of setting
Hmm.
up the settings.
Yeah. So
And there's
security.
absolutely nothing to do. It just
No.
tells you
You've already made that decision if you're going to pay monthly or pay annually.
I paid annually. I think it's better.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
so then we go to business settings. And this was a little bit more fun um, because this is where you get to create your
Yeah.
client or the first step in your client facing interactions. What did
Hmm.
you do with yours?
So I included my business website, Facebook link, Instagram handle. I include my address. Um, and then I like that you can include a logo, but then also a branded cover photo. So kind of like a background image. So the way that the client see documents is that there's obviously your face and then there's
Think
your logo,
it's
but then
almost like
there's just,
Facebook. It's
yeah, it's
like
kind of just like
Facebook,
a
like you have your
header.
profile and your
Hmm.
little thing. I
Yep.
had fun with that. I took a little bit of time. I redid my branding logos.
Hmm.
As you know, I've been talking about how post-COVID, my brand got a little muddled. I was the river cruise king, and then post-COVID, I pivoted to add cruises, and
Yep.
now some of my clients are like, "What are you the king of?" And I'm like, "Everything." I'm the king of the seas, Mars Rex. I'm River Cruise
Hmm.
King. And then, but I have separated my websites and I decided to create a World of DNA Tours logo. So I went over to Canva and I was having fun with that. And then I
Yep.
uploaded it and I thought,
Yep.
oh, that looks really good. And then I played with the cover photo. That was
Hmm.
another little fun little wormhole.
Hmm.
Um, you can put in your
What did you pick for your cover photo?
I used the one of me and my crown and my two of my favorite laughing clients, and it's just kind of goes with my video that's on my
Hmm.
website,
Yep.
which oh, it's a whole other thing. I had to totally rebuild three websites. But anyway, four. Um, but they have branding colors too, so you can
Yep.
pick your branding color for your button, which I did.
Yep. Which is
But
awesome.
then there is where we had debate. And we
Well,
got
because this,
great guidance from
yep.
Tern,
Hmm.
invoicing.
Invoicing. So this is probably the first part that we stumbled over because we're like,
Yeah,
what is this default invoice memo even? Where is it going?
right. And why, like, how is it going to
Hmm.
appear with our clients and this and that, which we
Where
found
does it
out very
appear?
quickly.
Yeah. Hmm.
I mean, one of the things that you and I both do right now in our invoices, we have the blurb, which is here's our terms and conditions, click here, and
Hmm.
it's
Yeah.
an easy way to
Hmm.
present the full terms and conditions, but not fill up our clients' screens with long, long things.
Yeah.
But here they do something that's really, really cool. Do you
Hmm.
want to tell them everybody what it
Yeah.
is?
Yeah, so this right here, so there's really kind of two places where you can your terms and conditions and parts of your terms and conditions can go in, right? So this part here will be visible on every invoice at the bottom of every invoice. So it's a nice place for you to add in that standard language that you want clients to see on every single invoice. And then in the next section, under waivers and agreements, they actually let you load your full terms and conditions in and they keep track of, so as your terms and conditions evolve or change or you just make refreshments to them, they keep track of which terms and conditions that your clients signed for each invoice. So
Right.
they tag so that as things
So,
evolve, you're covered and protected. Yeah,
right.
it's
So, and then the client also is very clear that,
Hmm.
they have the terms and
This is what,
conditions that they signed for one cruise in, say, 2023. If your
hmm
terms and conditions have evolved here to 2026,
hmm
the new ones are going to go out, but the old terms and conditions apply for that client that booked before. And that shows up in their
yeah,
invoicing. I thought that was really, really
yeah,
cool.
yeah. And then the
So
very
it
bottom,
was another
oh,
wormhole I went down. Well, I
this
went to
was, well, it was because
ChatGPT.
we didn't know where it was going and what, how was it different? How, yeah. So it's, but I like it. I like being able to have
Yeah,
something on the actual invoice itself, but then also having the terms and conditions, the full set of terms and conditions. So as clients are authorizing payments, that they're seeing that in a second place, essentially. Yeah.
right. And I want to go on record as, also saying to agents that are out there watching, you need to, especially newer agents, you need to make sure that you have good terms and conditions. You need to speak with a
Hmm.
lawyer about them. You need to be
Yeah.
covered. There's agents out there that don't have terms and conditions. They're just out there
Mhm.
organizing travel for people, not
Yeah.
understanding that they're opening themselves up to liability and risk, and
Yeah.
that needs to be airtight. And your
Hmm.
invoicing in the system gives you those protections. And so I went and I redid my 2020. I used the opportunity to redo my terms and conditions for 2026 and tighten things up
Refresh them.
because every year
Mhm.
there's changes, every year there's things that need to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
My international company is based in Ireland. So
Hmm.
my terms and conditions have to have some things. Actually, my US clients get extra protection because my company is in
Because of your
Ireland. They get
requirements.
extra
Yeah.
privacy requirements that I
Mhm.
have to follow to make sure that everybody is, because even though they live in the US and they're booking in the US,
Yeah.
my company is over in Europe. And so they get those protections. And
Mhm.
that's kind of an extra thing for them. And I made sure that's all in this invoicing. So
Hmm.
that was done. And then it asked about affiliations if you're with a host agency. And then
And the
we, of course,
consortia. Yep.
we're with Oasis Travel Network, so we put that right in there. And then it asked about our consortium.
Hmm.
And that was the cool thing that we left that second meeting a
Oh,
bit
yeah.
confused
Hmm.
because they were very, very interested in signature. And
Hmm.
as anyone who is with signature knows, you can only have one CRM connected to your signature marketing and
Yeah.
signature things. And that's not something that we even control as hosted agents at Oasis. So we left scratching our heads like, why are they making this such a big deal? And then we realized
Yeah.
their whole system interfaces
Yeah.
with signature and
Yeah. If you're not a host agency, the integration isn't going to be there.
right.
Your host can help you answer that question on if you need to integrate anything.
And actually we could not, as OTN,
Yeah.
we could
Hmm.
not, and this is the thing that I think scares some agents because there are some big topics out there that little agents should not even touch.
Hmm.
If you're
Yeah.
in a host agency that is connected with signature, they're the door that you walk through
Yeah.
into the hall of signature marketing and all the things that signature does. There's not a
Hmm.
back door or a side door. There's that one door, and you have to go through it with your host agency. But if you're an independent agent who happens to also be a signature consortium agent, then you can have the conversation about
Yeah.
hooking up. But I left that lesson
Hmm.
thinking any agent out there who's in a consortium or in a hosted agency that is part of the consortium of signature, and they also work with other consortiums, make sure you have this discussion with your host agency and you make sure that it's clear because we're not touching in our settings, we are not touching anything about signature integration. It's just enough that Tern knows we're signature agents, and that's it.
Yep. Yep.
That was
And
scary.
then it is, but yeah. And once we figured it out, we were like, oh, we don't need
That makes sense.
it.
Right,
No,
right. And then we're
it's
like,
a
do we
non-issue.
talk about it? Since it's
Hmm.
not, and then we're like, yes, we need to make sure because there's lots of folks out there that are in different boats
Hmm.
and the
Yep.
boats travel differently. And these are
Mhm.
topics to think about. So that was
Yep.
really,
Yep.
eye-opening. And
And
then
then the
there's the,
last part
yeah,
that I
go ahead.
really like, because I'm the math person, right, is
You
that
are.
I'm really hoping that Tern helps me eliminate the need to have an offline spreadsheet. So they actually let you enter your standard commission rate. So whatever agreement you have with your host agency or whatever, whatever split you have, you can
Mhm.
log it in and it will do all the math for you. So no more of this, well, I got, the commission should have been $1,000 and I need to do the math on every one of these. Nope, it does the math for you. So that's awesome.
And I'm like, I can add.
Yeah.
I let Terry do all of the admin and the math and the work and the stuff. But yeah,
hmm
so that's great. So you can put your standard commission in there and
hmm
hit save, and then it's done. So that
And then it's
the
done.
entire business settings,
That's probably the
it,
biggest section.
it was, but it was done and it
Yeah.
was easy.
Yep.
So then we click through to the waivers and agreements, and this is
Yep.
where I put in my new terms and conditions and hit
Yep.
save.
And
And
again, you're putting in the whole terms and conditions, not a link to the terms and conditions.
right,
So
I put in the entire text.
paste all
And
those things.
I included my terms and conditions and my privacy policy
hmm
together so
Yeah.
that they're there. And that means, there are links on all my websites and there's links in all of the things that I send.
hmm
But you have to make it easy for folks to find this stuff because they're
Yeah.
agreeing to things.
hmm
And so that was nice to have it
hmm
there. And I think the way that it's presented, super easy. And I love that they keep track of the version your clients are signing up under.
Yeah.
That's great. So the next thing down was trip settings, your favorite. This is one of your favorite areas, isn't it?
This is my other favorite area because I love to, right? So anyone who's ever used Trello, I like to think of these as the buckets where your trips live. And no two people have the same set of buckets. And
No.
they give you a sample, like a recommended flow. Totally,
Mhm.
you can keep those. Or if you have a flow of how you like to keep your buckets, you can add them in. It's super easy. You click the edit button, you can drag them around, you can add new ones, you can delete them, but it's just a nice way to visually see your trips, right? So everything from a new inquiry to, wherever it is in the process
The
to
planning stage, the book stage.
yep.
I added a customer service pending bucket,
Yep.
traveling, traveled, canceled, archived. And then I
hmm
added three buckets for our students, student
hmm
inquiry, student
Yep.
book, student return. And
Yep.
this is basically the content of all your trips. And
hmm
on the main Tern page, it does look a bit like Trello.
hmm
If like I do like a list because I find
I've
columns.
already flipped mine to a list form.
Yeah, my columns can be fun, but like that's a lot of trips in
hmm
certain
Yeah.
things. So visually it's fun, but
hmm
practically I think being able to click it to lists was super great. So then I have the lists,
hmm
but it's nice and clear. And then
hmm
below that, there's a thing about payment authorizations, which I wasn't 100% clear of, but you
Oh,
made me clear.
yes. So before we chat on that, so in the statuses, the one
Yeah.
tip that we learned was if you're going to, they have a form, a trip inquiry form that you
Yes.
can customize.
Yeah.
If you're going to use that form, when people fill that out, they're going to drop into the very top, that very first bucket.
Right.
So if
Always.
you call that first bucket um booked, you're going to have things cluttering in there. So I
Right.
might suggest leaving that first bucket, new inquiry, something, because they're going to automatically, when people fill out the form, they're going to
Hmm.
drop in that first bucket.
To the
So
first bucket.
just to know that first bucket should be an inquiry of some
Yeah.
sorts.
I left mine inquiry,
Yeah.
planning, booked, customer service, topic pending,
hmm
traveling, traveled, canceled, archived.
hmm
I mean, that's
Yep.
it. I mean, maybe
hmm
some people have some other things or whatever, but it's fully customizable to how
Yeah.
you want to do it.
Exactly.
So, good point about the
Yeah.
first bucket.
Yeah. So then, yeah, at the bottom, there's payment authorizations, and that's really two options. We clicked both of them. So basically,
Yeah.
the first one is around Tern managing the credit card authorizations. And yes, we want Tern. I want Tern to do whatever needs to be done per. guidelines and standards around how long credit card information can stay online. So I want them to manage that. I don't want to manage that.
Right.
And then I also, the second one was around allowing authorizing payments of more than 30, allow authorizing payments more than 30 days before the payment due date. So I have a lot of clients that like to maybe make a partial payment along the
Yep.
way. And when
Same.
you're building out your itineraries and you're looking at each individual invoice, you can always turn it off.
Hmm.
But by clicking the box, it lets people be able to authorize things well in advance. So that way, if they're going on a trip and you're going
Right.
on a trip, that they can still authorize the payment and you can still see the details. Yeah.
Exactly. And this is a topic that we actually had. This was one of the things that was driving Terry crazy about the authorizations over on the invoices at TravelJoy because people were authorizing their final payment and
Mhm.
he wasn't sure the way that it was coming in and the way that it was happening. It was not clear if they wanted him to actually make the full payment now. But he's like,
Mhm.
this is 9 months in advance. They surely couldn't. So he would always write them and say, I see that you authorized your payment, your final payment already. Do you want to pay it now? Or, no, no, no. We just wanted to let you know that you could author that it's ready to go when the final
Yeah.
payment is due. This, I think,
Mhm.
is going to take some of that confusion away.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
And
and
then the integrations is next. And I think we're both really excited about this because it looks different today than it did even yesterday.
oh my gosh. Wait a minute. Wait. This is okay.
Uh-huh.
You're getting a live reaction. This is like one of those YouTube
Mhm.
reactions.
Yeah. So
Up and
let's start
up.
with the first things, the
Well,
top
the
things.
first thing that well, the first thing is, I mean, my Stripe is set up, and this was
Yep.
my first wormhole. I do have Stripe set up for my TravelJoy direct bookings.
Hmm.
I also had Stripe before for Friends of Dave Tours, and
Hmm.
but I went in and I set up a new Stripe account for Tern, and then I
Hmm.
saw in Stripe that I could create a DNA Tours hub that the individual accounts could be under, and then it made it much nicer and easier. And that was there, and Project Expedition was there and connected so that my clients could book Project Expedition things. I
Hmm.
get the commission and it stays. Project Expedition is a
Hmm.
Oasis preferred partner.
Yeah.
So it stays in
Yeah.
the our
Yeah. So
preferred partner world.
you're not booking project expeditions through Tern. Well,
No,
you're booking it through the Tern platform, but it's
but
using
it's
your
my
credentials.
turn. Right.
Yeah.
It's my
Your IATA
credential.
number, your CLIA number, things like that.
And this
Yeah.
was and is, and I will tell Dio when I speak with him, this is a big thing that's happening at TravelJoy that people are upset about.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's a little
And
bit of like
mhm.
subterfuge around the host agencies or our direct
Mhm.
accounts with some companies. This Project Expedition it's like if I send out my affiliate link myself,
Yeah.
Taryn is letting me send out my affiliate link. It's incorporating it into the
Mhm.
system without me having to do it, which is
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
And now I just see there are some additions. And now there are insurance
Hmm.
uh,
And this was something
things.
The Tern team shared just like 3 or 4 weeks ago that they're going to integrate some travel insurance partners.
I
And so
see some of our preferred
they're placeholders. So don't go
provider.
run in and try to think that you're going to be able to connect to them, but they're there
I know
now.
it says coming soon. It says coming soon. It
Yep.
says coming
But this
soon.
is going to
But
be similar to the Project Expedition link that people will be able to, you'll be able to essentially not have to leave the platform, it sounds like, to be able to buy insurance for clients.
so I can offer, so for example, Chubb and Travel Insured International, which are listed here, those are preferred providers through
Mhm.
Oasis. And we generally tend to offer our preferred providers
Mhm.
first. Now it's going to be so much easier to offer a insurance quote with just a click of a button. I have just freed Terry up to do lots of other tasks because he's been doing all of our insurance quoting.
And
It's going
I
to be
may or may not have jumped
automatic.
ahead in some of our, just as I was in the rabbit hole that we talked about earlier, you are going to love when you see some of their insurance, like the insurance process is built into Turn. And I'll leave it at that because we will get to that.
Okay.
But
All right. Wait,
you're
we
you're
got to
gonna
leave
like it.
some carrots for people to come
Yeah.
back. And all right, so that's very, 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 very exciting.
Very cool.
But that's
Hmm.
it. Like you just, when you're gonna connect these things, you just click connect,
Yep.
and then you click
Hmm.
through, and it helps you and tells you what you need to do, and it
And you
connects
don't
them,
need
and
to
you're good.
connect any of these to start.
No,
Like you
but
really didn't have, you don't have to connect anything. But
I
if you
want my
have them, you
clients.
might as well connect them in. Hmm.
Absolutely. I want my clients to be able to easily search for tours and book
Hmm.
them and me get credit for them and me
Yep.
not have to do extra work.
Any work. Yep. Hmm.
I mean, that sounds lazy, but there's a
No.
practicality about these
Hmm.
tours and things
Yep.
because clients eat up a lot of your time over stuff you earn $5 over. And
Hmm.
this
Yep.
is a business. We are
Yeah.
CEOs of our company. That's another thing Marcy's always talking about. You need to be doing the high value things in your company, and you need to outsource either to an assistant or another agent in your organization or whatever, the
Hmm.
lower earning things. So you could be spending your time on the high producing things. And
Hmm.
this
Yes.
is something that is so correct. And this is why I follow Marcy and I buy her courses because she is very smart. And this is going to save that time.
Hmm. Yes. Yep.
Cool. Okay, so
So
then the next thing is the email and scheduling,
yeah.
which also was super simple and easy.
Yeah, I will say that so as someone who knows how to update DNS records, I don't want to say disappointed that all I did was literally enter my email in and it went, "Oh, your email's with Hostinger or with Titan email. Here's the you it lit I only had to push a button."
I kept waiting for like, okay, I didn't know what a DNS record was when we first met.
I
I've
know.
since learned a little bit, but it still causes me panic because I think
Yep.
I'm going to do something that's going to crash
No.
my entire technical world when I go
Hmm.
and I update a DNS record. When
Hmm.
that popped up and it just said, yep, this is you. You're at IONOS in Germany. Click here. And I clicked the button and it went, okay,
And
you're
you got a
connected.
check mark and I was like, "Oh, well, that
And
was easy."
and like an hour later, I was over playing around and I saw, wait, all my emails are here. Wait, what are my
Hmm.
own emails doing here at Tern?
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that was super, super, super easy.
Hmm.
And then I got to go and play with the email signature and
Yes.
create.
Where everyone ends, right? That's
Yeah.
the other route, right? But it is nice. You can put a simple email signature, you can put a fancy one, you can put graphics.
I went to Canva and I created a whole new business card sign off thing. I added my thing that I'm all about work-life balance. So I unplug outside of office hours and I put my office
Mhm.
hours. I
Yep.
put like I followed your example and I
A
added
link
my
to my calendar link and a link to, hey, check out our hosted groups. Yeah.
hmm. And you
Hmm.
know, I saw on somebody's email signature, um, it does take a little bit of monitoring work, but they put in, have you seen my latest newsletter? And they put their
Oh,
newsletter link in
that's
their
nice.
signature.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I thought, that is really cool, but that requires someone who can go in and update that every time you
Hmm.
send a newsletter. But I thought
Yeah.
that was cool to have in your
Yeah.
signature. But that's all possible to put in here.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that's really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
So then that was finished. We're already halfway or more than
We're
halfway
almost
done
done.
with
Yeah.
the
We're
setup.
almost done. Yeah.
So then we come to tags.
So I think we should do a separate chat about tags,
Okay.
but high level, tags can be applied to trips and tags can be applied to people.
Hmm.
And when you're applying a tag to a trip, it has a lot to do with workflows and automation. So if
A whole
you
other
are doing,
topic.
maybe you have a cruise tag and you have workflows that you want to assign like task lists to every cruise, you can have them automatically pull in. So,
And if you're super anal retentive like me and you have a workflow for a cruise, but then you go in and you customize it. So you have your celebrity workflow
yes.
and
Hmm.
your explorer workflow
Hmm.
and your scenic
Yep.
eclipse workflow and your scenic, like, and
Hmm.
every workflow is
Hmm.
specific. You can
Yep.
even create specific workflows for ships. So you can
Hmm.
super customize your task lists. And
Yep.
with these tags, I'm
Hmm.
still not fully sure how it's all going to work. We'll get to that. But this is again the design part of it. This is where you get to kind of dream and think what you want to
Hmm.
do.
Yeah.
We will come back. But you said something really important
Hmm.
yesterday. You see with these tags also where Tern
Uh-huh.
does not offer email marketing yet.
Yet. For
But
people.
in the long range
Mhm.
plans and what they're working towards and adapting and AI and whatever, I might be able to get rid of my flow desk in
Yeah, like I was even thinking, I know they don't have the marketing yet, but for
they
people
will.
that are into expedition or are interested in expedition cruising, at the people level, I can give them an expedition tag, and then there isn't anything that's I mean, the system, I can create a workflow that essentially would send an email to everybody who has expedition as a tag. So I
Right.
could write an
So you
email,
can
oh
create
my gosh,
audiences with
yeah.
these
So
tags
yeah. So don't
for the
overthink
marketing
this.
that's coming.
I
Yeah.
think don't overthink this part yet.
Right.
But just know it's there as you're going through it. So I don't think, to finish the full setup and to get going into turn, you don't need to have this fully fleshed out. But uh,
Correct.
yeah, and yeah, I think as we get going, we'll come back and revisit this for sure.
And then below that is the referral affiliate link, which we are
Hmm.
going to be sharing so that all of you watching this who are thinking about joining Tern can click on our affiliate link and
Hmm.
you get a little something, we get a little something, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car. This is the Oprah
Okay.
link.
Hmm. Yeah.
Our affiliate link is in the YouTube video comments below, by the way.
Hmm. Yeah.
So,
Then we move into agency.
wow, we're
Yep. So
almost
there's only
done.
two sections left. There's agency, of which I will say, if you are an independent contractor and do not have independent contractors working for you, you do not need to do anything with this section.
Nope.
You can
Nope.
skip right on by.
You
If
can be
you
like,
are
oh.
someone that has ICs, you can dig in and it's really some of the capabilities here. If you're a host agency or an IC that has ICs, there's a lot of capability here for
Right.
sure.
And but let's say that you are like me, a small you're a small agent, and I have three independent agents working below me. So I
Hmm.
came over here to the agency, and even though I'm not ready for them to come and join Taryn or do anything yet, I was
Yeah.
still able to come in and put in my agency name, my website, I put an agency size, and I put in my IATA number. And then I was done. That's it.
Hmm.
Like that's all. That's planting the
Yep.
seed
That's
for
it.
the future capabilities
Hmm.
and things.
Yep.
I think this is a good place to talk about um, if you do have sub agents in your organization, the subscription plans at Tern break it down so that you can add them into your thing. And
Hmm.
I don't
Yeah.
remember what I pay. What is it annually? 400 and something a year,
Something like that. Yeah.
something like that. And
Yeah.
then based on however many sub agents that you're going to have,
Hmm.
the price per seat, they call it a seat, I think,
Yeah.
is I don't know. I think I have three sub agents and I think it's going
Hmm.
to be like 30 something a month or it's
Per agent. Yeah.
$75 a month for three. There's a couple different things. People
Yeah.
can go in and look at these on their own, but they
Hmm.
make it super simple
Hmm.
uh, to just
Hmm.
let them get added. And
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
simple. And we come down to team and billing. Um,
That's part of the agency section as well. Yep.
Right. You made some really good points about this, about how to
Yeah.
enter in commission.
So I think what's neat about in this agency section here is that, the team and billing and then the financial settings, you can, depending on your ICs, you can set them up with different commission splits. So if you have some agents that are getting 80%, some are getting 50%, whatever it is, you can set that up in there. But then you can also offer bonuses. So you can do flat
Uh-huh.
rates or hey, every sale you make in January, you're going to get a 2% bonus. So
You
there's a
can
lot
you
of
can program that in here.
Yep, there's a lot of capability that you can program in. Yeah.
That's very cool. That's super, super, super cool. It's
Yep.
above my pay grade, but it is very cool. And you also, I remember, like pointed out that it makes it simple to control what's coming in.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because it helps you be able to, as you're reconciling um, commissions on whatever frequency you do, it's very easy to click and assign everybody and make sure the commissions are in and they're getting the splits that they have. And I think it helps with the reporting piece
And that
for sure.
leads right into the financial settings button right below it, where you put in your commission split as the agents,
Hmm.
your agencies. You can just say, you can put in when you want commissions to be paid out, whether it's on the receive date or the travel date, the start date, the end date, whatever.
Yeah.
You can allow agents or yourself to collect service fees, which I think is another good segue point.
Hmm.
One of the weaknesses we have discovered at Tern and a strength at TravelJoy are group payments. And this is changing at Tern.
Hmm.
There's
Yeah.
projects, but there is at this point in time,
Yeah.
you can't do what TravelJoy allows us to do
Mhm.
by
With the group
creating a
ones.
group booking
Hmm.
fund that creates virtual credit cards to go and pay suppliers.
Hmm.
But TravelJoy just made huge changes about how you can use that, which has created a lot of discontent and a lot of questions and a lot
A lot
of
of questions. Yeah.
drama.
Hmm.
Right now, Taryn allows you to charge your planning fee
Hmm.
through
Through
them and
Stripe.
through the Stripe,
Through Stripe. Hmm.
but you cannot invoice clients for things like hotels or tours or whatever, and then pay through Taryn.
Correct. You're only getting credit card authorizations to then apply directly on hotels. Yeah.
Supplier, you can do supplier invoices only. There's
Mhm.
no
Yeah.
direct invoicing other than your service fee.
Hmm.
But a Taryn Birdie told us that it's a topic that's in their pipeline.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah.
something they know is of immense interest to
Hmm.
agents everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a feature that I think we'll be talking about sometime in the future.
Hmm.
Did
I
I say
agree.
that right?
I agree. Yes. Yeah. And then the next section is really the credit card authorization requirements. And I like these two here. So I like the idea that for every one of your suppliers, you can actually load in their terms and conditions, the supplier terms and conditions, and a cancellation policy. Because who doesn't want to make that much more clear to their clients
Mm-hmm.
and in a very clean manner? I know you and I sometimes we paste things into invoices and invoices become extra long. It's nice to be able to have these just as attachments for clients to reference.
So my question about this is that going to pull the current supplier
Well, you have to
stuff?
put it in.
We have to, okay, we're going to have to
You have to
create.
put it
Okay.
in. Yeah.
That's a future class for Dave and for the students.
And then the very bottom of this financial settings section is booking requirements. And it basically just says, what do you want to report for every single booking? So things like confirmation number, supplier name, a
Mhm.
traveler name. I like having the expected commission date because then it helps me, understand when I'm going to get paid what and the total
But
booking price. There's
but
other things.
you didn't click the
Yeah.
commission amount
The
because
expected commission amount I left blank, and that's because it needs to be a number greater than zero. And I know, like you and I, a lot of times
yeah,
I like to show on the invoice things that I'm not making any commission on, things like maybe a train ticket or an airline ticket that I'm doing as part of a broader package, but I'm
right.
not actually making any commission on. So I
Someone's
left
paid
that
your fee,
unchecked.
so
Yeah.
right, right. Okay, that makes sense. Because basically, when you're clicking these, that's the same thing as the star on a form.
Hmm.
This
Yeah, the
has to
required
go in
button.
there to
Yeah.
order to be filled out properly, and
Mhm.
the system doesn't accept zero,
Yeah.
and you don't want to lie and put one. That's going to mess up your record. That would drive
Mess up
me.
all your math. That would
That would
drive me
that
absolutely batty.
that would make
Yep.
you nuts. So
And I
okay,
also left the unique confirmation number unclicked because, again, sometimes you're doing things where you get one confirmation number for for three transfers. Well, I don't want to fudge and put in different confirmation
right.
number. Like, I don't want to have to make stuff up.
Right, right. Because like
I'm always going to put a confirmation number in.
right.
I just don't want to make it mandatory. So the field, when you unclick it, it doesn't mean that the field goes away. The field just isn't that asterisk mandatory field.
Perfect example, my Amadeus group. So I
Mhm.
have Christmas market group next year.
Yeah,
I have the whole ship. And as we're booking and we're sending names and deposits over to Barb at Amadeus, she sends us back the updated list.
oh no.
I think you froze. Oh, they're
I'm
back.
back. I'm back.
We use an individual booking number right away for that client where, and so he always has to like put A, B, C, D, E, F, G or whatever around it. And we don't
Yeah.
like that. So this will make that
Mm-hmm.
go away, so to speak. So that's also finished. Like
Mm-hmm. Yep.
there,
And then, oh, I think I'm back. So real
yeah,
quick, before
yes.
the ship internet officially doesn't work anymore, the last section is community details. And this I think is really cool and we haven't played with it at all, but you can set up communities where it's essentially your travel besties that you want to share documents, forms, things with. So you can essentially set up a community where you share stuff, which is really cool.
That is super cool, especially if you have the ICs and you want to have little, okay,
Mhm.
that's a whole
Yeah.
other topic.
Yeah.
We essentially went through, and it's
Mhm.
been like a half hour, I think,
Yeah.
approximately, every single step
Mhm.
of
Yep.
setting up the backbone
Mhm.
of running your Tern business, like all the
Yep.
important settings,
Yeah. So if you haven't set up your turn yet and you've been paying for it, put the little video up. Probably should have said it at the beginning. Put the
right?
video up, follow along, click the boxes, and get it done.
I know you, and I know that you're going to create a workbook for our students that as something for them to take home and
Simple. Something
have right.
simple and just yeah.
Queen of lists, queen of workbooks. I know that our students coming on our master class in February are gonna,
Yeah.
because already it's an 80-page workbook. I predict
Yeah.
there's gonna be another 30
Well,
pages.
and when we wanted to add some more things in anyway, and yeah, so but no, it's yeah.
This is super exciting.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting. I'm excited from the business standpoint, what it's gonna free me up, what it's gonna
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
help us do moving forward and kind of unify our itineraries and our invoicing and everything for the clients. You were looking at the app yesterday.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that I'm really excited about.
Okay, another
A lot
video.
of
I'll do
things.
another video on that.
Yeah.
I think it's almost midnight here in Barcelona, so I'm going to
Yeah.
turn off the Christmas lights,
Hmm.
go
Yep.
to
And
bed.
I have to get ready to go have a steak dinner at
Oh,
Marble.
oh, you're going to Marble.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
So, oh, I forget what it's called. You can ask for, is it a Chicago crust or something? Like they'll cook it so that the top is like crispy, crusty, and the inside is nice. And
Mm-hmm.
oh,
Yep.
I'm
I
jealous.
know.
You know how
But
much
we'll
I
come
love
back
food.
tomorrow and talk about more stuff that we've done because
Yes.
there's a lot of stuff that's really easy. So we're
Yeah.
excited.
And I just want to close on a note. We had 3 spots opened in our master class, our group sales master class. And we basically walk people through everything
Yep.
we do, setting up our booking pages, our Canva landing pages, our task lists, our email marketing flows, our workflows. We do that in our class so that our
Yep.
students leave with fully open running
Mm-hmm.
groups. If you're
Groups.
out there and you want to become a group
Mhm.
master,
Yep. Got 3
uh,
cabins. Yeah.
February 7th through the 14th, Erica and I are
Mhm.
going to be on the MSC World America. It is not a cruise. It
It's a
is a
workshop.
master class on a
Yep.
workshop master class on a cruise so that
Hmm.
you don't have far to go to get your food and drink, but we're going to have you working. If anybody would like to claim those last 3 spots, head over
Hmm.
to rivercruisekingacademy.com. All the info is there. Sign up info is there.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
You can come have fun with us and 55 other travel agents who are learning to be group masters.
Yep,
And Chris,
exactly.
we have to talk up Chris a little bit. All right,
Well, this
good
is
night.
awesome. Yeah.
This was
Good
fun.
night. I know. We'll talk tomorrow.
Oh,
Bye, everyone.
I hope I can sleep. Good night. Bye.